What is Karekalaka, everyone? This is RinLZ, and since Rin and Gilgamesh are coming out, I figured we would do a little video here, seeing everything that there is to know about the banners and what's going on with that. So, without further ado, let us get into it. So first off, you guys will note that July 24th is when these two will come out. Now it says 10 a.m. I don't know if the 10 a.m. is based off of, like, your server, so maybe if you're on NA server it's 10 a.m. for that time, 10 a.m. for Asia. It's hard to say for sure. I would just expect it to be normal reset time for banners, so I think NA it's like 7 p.m. if you're on California time like myself. So obviously Rin and Gilgamesh are here. I believe it says it later, but I'll just say it right now. So if you spend 200 pulls on this banner, well, just overall, the collab banner or normal banner, you spend 200 pulls, and then just like last year with Archer's Cone, you get the opportunity to either pick a free Gilgamesh cone or Archer cone. So if you don't have either of them, I would say that good to pick them up. Now, between Archer and Gilgamesh cone-wise, I think Gilgamesh wants his own cone more than Archer does. Archer's cone is very good though, but Archer has a lot of other options with the hunt, and then Gilgamesh doesn't really have as many. So yeah, any of these four. So it looks like they'll be combining them all into like one big ass banner, which is interesting that they're doing it that way, but you know, that's just how they're doing it. If I didn't say this already, it is long term like the last time, because both Saber and Archer are still going to be summonable, but honestly, it would make sense for them to do it this way because, you know, they're kind of doing it in a one-to-one where like Rin's the paid character, Archer's the free character, Gilgamesh is the free one, and then Saber's the paid one, so that's just how they're doing it this time. Makes sense though, they want you to pull for at least one of the limited characters. And we're just going over all the different banners, nothing else new to say here. Yeah, so it says characters Rin, Gilgamesh, Saber, Archer, as well as all the light cones that are their signatures, all belong to the same Fate banner. Now this is something that I wanted to double check, but I'm glad that it's this way. I don't know why they would have done it any different way, but it's good to have the question answered regardless. So between this new section of banners coming out and the old ones, they share the same pity. So let's say you're at like 30 pity on, I don't know, let's just say you were going for a Saber Eidolon before this, and then you stopped at 30. So now you need to spend another 50 to either roll that 50-50 or get your guarantee, which is good. I'm glad they didn't change it, but it wouldn't have made sense if they did change it, so good that they kept it the same. And yeah, same thing with the light cones here as well. Yeah, it says the cumulative warp count for a guaranteed 5-star cone will always be carried over to other light cone warps, but is independent of and unaffected by other types of warps. So it's just like usual where it's like only the collab banners can use their own pity. And then if you go back to like I don't know, let's say we're going for Sarija and 4.4, separate pity, like it was before. And here it's just saying that each of the limited characters and their cones are available only in the Unlimited Blade Works collab banners, which is, you know, again, nothing new. Okay, so this is something else interesting to note. In the Fate collab warps, obtainable 5-star characters include the featured 5-star characters and custom selected characters from Celestial Invitation. So, while it does not say that you can lose your 50-50 to Sela or whoever else you might have picked for your 50-50 loss pool, they are going to be available in this. So, in our case, let's say we're going for E6 Gilgamesh, like, you know, 3 months from now. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to E6 Gilgamesh off rip. I don't know. It's hard to say. But let's just say we're going for E6 Gilgamesh. I can absolutely lose to Silverwolf because I have her in my 50-50 loss pool, so just keep that in mind. Now, it's obviously better that it's this way instead of just being the normal one, but do take note of that. Yeah, and there's no featured 4-star characters or light cones, but I mean, doesn't really matter anyway. The 4-star cones besides DDD aren't really that good, and then this day and age, I don't feel like 4 stars are that good anymore anyway. Yeah, and then this is the important part for most of us. It says the Fate collaboration warp will be available for a long time with no scheduled end date. And then it says, should any of the above details change, a prior notice will be issued. So they're going to give us a good amount of notification before these expire. So obviously, I think the best way to go about this, like, let's say you're like me and you want to E6 Gilgamesh and Rin, right? Just, if you don't have any must pull for reruns or must pull for characters coming up, just start spending on the Fate collabs and then stop wherever you're happy with them. But otherwise, I would pretty much just recommend only going for the Fate characters until you hit, like, a point where there's a, oh, maybe there's a rerun character you want. I mean, honestly, it just makes sense to save, and then if there's a character you want, you pull that patch. If that's not what happens, then just, you know, hold your pulls. Makes a lot of sense, I feel. And then last part here, it says something about the voiceovers. So now, since they're only available in Japanese, I'm not sure if they're going to be available, both Rin and Gilgamesh, with Korean, and I believe Chinese are the other 2 dub languages, so do keep that in mind. I mean, this doesn't really affect me because I've always played in Japanese with this game, and all my gacha games I've always played in Japanese. So this doesn't hurt me, but if you guys were hoping for English voiceovers this time, that's sadly not the case, so hopefully you guys weren't too big of a fan of Rin and Gilgamesh in English, because that's not how you're gonna get them. I'm sure their voiceovers are good in English, I just never listened to them, so I wouldn't really know. But it just lines up like it did last time with Saber and Archer. They were both in Japanese, so keeping it very much the same this time. Now, I guess we could show in a second if it really is just Japanese or not, since we have both Saber and Archer. I'll take that. We'll take a peek at that just to be sure. Yeah, then we're getting a new trial event with Rin and Gil soon on the 24th. Yeah, and this is just talking about the 50-50 loss pool. Yeah, so it just remains identical like we said before with the limited banners, so pretty standard. And then it's just talking about E6 characters and how you get a silver spirit if you get one past E6, so just pretty normal stuff. I guess I am a little curious. Let's take a look at that. With the, I believe it was something with like profile, right? Okay, it did not register to me that since I was playing in Japanese, it would not have shown me the fact that kind of need to have it in English. Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, so she's only available in Japanese then, straight up. Which is gonna be there for... Actually, let me move myself a little bit. There you go. This is use original licensed voice Japanese, so it seems like if you don't want him in Japanese, you're not gonna get him with anything else. Otherwise, they just have no voice, which is a little lame, but you know, doesn't really affect me, like I said. Yeah. Okay, then I guess we'll just take a peek at Archers since, you know, why not? Yeah, right down there. Because I didn't have that option because, wow, I was playing in Japanese. Okay, that makes more sense. So Gilgamesh and Rin are going to be the exact same way then, safe to assume. Yeah, that's all we have today. Just something a little quicker than not, but I figured it was something relevant that actually does matter to those who are going to summon on the new Fate banners, so I thought that getting the information out to you all would be important. Hope you all enjoyed, and please do not forget to support the channel so that we can keep growing to higher and higher heights. I will see you all in the next one. Laters.